Hi everyone. It's me, Dr. Chef, in the house in 2024. Y'all, let me push this back some. Oh my goodness. I wanted to be too strong. I want to mess up a fish. How y'all doing? It's good to see you all. I'm trying to get you all in at the same time so that way I wouldn't have many other issues. It's good to see you all. Happy New Year's. Like, share. Yes, I'm in on a different time, y'all, but it's okay. At least I got a chance for the first time. Hey, this is Dr. It's good to see you. Good to see you. But I'm just so happy and I'm excited as I should be. Y'all, we made it. We made it, Sister Doctor. We made it. I know y'all like, oh my God, Dr. Shelf is lit again. I have to be you all this day, this joy that I have. This is an old song that used to be sung in the church. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. So I'm just so thankful to be able to tune in alive and well, as you all can see. Yes, I'm back in town. Yes, that's one reason why I was behind, because I had a lot of work to catch up on and sending out orders today. So for those who all that's tuning in, I'm going to constantly say it. I'll say every 10 minutes. I'm going to try to give you guys a good raw hour. It may go over a little over. It just depends on where my heart leads me with this. Okay. And so, yes, I'm starting off a new leap. It's going to be new extra things going on. I do have a new assistant, and so that's been a blessing. We were just trying to work out how we can do this from a spiritual perspective, but at the same time, from a very practical, logical perspective as well. Now, in this year of 2024, so my theme is let's be healthy more in 2024 is mine. All right. Let's be healthy more in 2024. Okay. Because a lot of y'all that's tuned in, y'all started your health and wellness journey for surely last year and some beforehand. And so on this Wellness Wednesday, I'm just here to encourage you all through the power of testimonials, the power of overcoming, the power of everything that I had gone through in the midst of 2023. Actually, it started in 2020 for me. With major deception that I had to deal with while trying to do the work, the health and healing work in ministry. And I had to learn it the hard way, y'all. I had to learn it the hard way. Hey there, Sister Lauren. It's good to see everybody. I did see missed calls. So I was on consultation, so my apologies for that. I will be able to tune back in to you, though. So I want to say that. I want to say that to you. Give me 1 second, Facebook. Um, yeah. And so saying that to say that, yes, it held so much and it took so much out of my heart, my love, my everything, you all, leading up to 2024. And this number, I'm telling you, this year is special to me. I told you all before, I made it 48, the age that my grandmother was when she transitioned years ago when I was 15 years old. And at that time, that was, when I look back on it, that was one of my defining moments that made me want to figure out the body, the biology of the body and the mind. Even though I was raised devout Christian in the church, the Pentecostal church, and I saw some miraculous things take place from time to time, but for the most part, um, I couldn't um, um, get a grasp on why come there wasn't more healing taking place. And at that time, of course, as I've shared before, some of you all that's tuning in, but I got to share it again in 2024 because there are some that tune in and they don't know. You all have heard it, some have, but new people subscribe every day. And so I have to repeat some of these testimonies because of this. Okay. Wow, my phone is hotline. No one has been calling as of today after my consultation until I get online. I guess they were thinking I'm off because I am starting late. So my apologies for that, Facebook. I might have to send a block. But nevertheless, I had this inspiration, and I've shared it before, but I'm sharing it again since this is a new year, a new calendar year. That my inspiration is still the same. I have shocked myself for the things that I have overcome, and I know a lot of you all know that it came from. Most wouldn't be able to bounce back from multiple deaths in the family or transitionings of mother and child and all that. But what I found that was the most challenging for me was who I chose to partner with at the time. And I say chose to take accountability of the fact that if when you don't recognize where you failed at, you all, and now this is still Wellness Wednesday, you can apply this to your life. So I'm using myself as an example. Unlike most, don't like to do it. They like to barely hit on it, and then they get away from it, and then focus on everybody else and their wrongs and their sins. And that's just not my style. That's not my way. And I think that it's a form of hypocrisy when you don't use your own testimony to help others to overcome. And yes, I did learn that from the scriptures. It did teach that, and I do believe it. That's why we are to this day inspired by seeing people when they athletes, whether or not they have all the activities of the limb. If they come out there and they handicap and they still run, everybody is inspired by that. Well, it's the same when you go through life challenging situations, through love, marriage, jobs, careers, spirituality, all those things that usually take us out of here. However, what I had learned about the power and the strength that God had given me as an Asiatic Black original woman is that a lot of times that sets you up for people to want to constantly try you, to constantly just to see how much you can take. And this happens to our men as well. However, it's just a little bit different because in most cases they are running everything. Where with women, we are just not being allowed that freedom to be able to come up and speak up for that is right, that is wrong. And so, especially in this country where we live in, there has been movements, but unfortunately, those who tell the truth about a matter winds up getting put in the back burner, and then there's more glory going to those who practice things that's immoral. Did I say that correctly? And so I know that once I finally got to a place where I got comfortable enough, even though the manipulation was there, that I was encountering while trying to minister to you all, I realized that yes, God was going to get glory no matter what, even if I had fell into the hands of an anaconda, even if I fell into the hands of narcissism, even if I fell into the hands of sick sadistic minds that wanted to come from me and my children, even if I had fell into it, I already prepped in advance and prayed at the age of 15, and I've shared this somewhat beforehand, that Lord, no matter what I go through, what life brings me, whether I have the house on top of the hill, the mansion, or whether I have the fanciest cars, a Lexus, if whether or not I have a husband with a picket fence, yeah, I don't have to say it. Whether or not I have all the children that you have for me, Father, my only main, most important concern is that I do your will and that you always lead and guide me into your righteousness. Now that's a journey, you all. And we know that. And now we've made it here to 2024, y'all. I can't tell you as a seer. I can't tell you as one that's been spiritual all my life, even in the midst of secularism, even in the midst of hypocrisy, the things that I've seen that has come to pass up until now that I spoke to my family members, those that are still alive and those who are now going on as what I was trained to call it, going on to glory. However, there are those that don't believe in the hereafter. There are those who don't believe that they just believe that once you're dead, you're done, the dust hit, and they don't even understand the power of the dust. That's another subject for another time. They don't even understand the power of the DNA that's within the earth that we are now eating from still. And that even that they're growing more artificial foods from, that's still set to give your body some type of sense of fulfillment, some type of sense of whether it's nourishing or not. We all go right back into that grave. We go right back into that dust. And then it, in turns, we still eat from it. Think about that, y'all. Think about that. And this is the reason why you, at this time now, within the past, I'll say roughly 10 years of social media, why you got so many people now coming out speaking about it, whether it's from a spiritual perspective or whether it's from a secular or whether it's just from a common sense perspective. And so I'm one of them because I didn't get started on the internet. I got started doing this in childhood, and then it progressed in my teenage years, and then it went into my 20s, my 30s, and now I'm in my 40s. And all praises be to the Most High. If He blessed me to be able to live, I'll continue this into my 50s, and I'll continue being healthy minded enough, even in the midst of what we have is an outright, no, full blown, non act, right in the act of a war, you all, on every different perspective from all around this world. What happens here affects everywhere. I just checked when I was looking in for my I'll give you all a prime example, and understand that this Wellness Wednesday will be always about the power of the mind and how our minds have been manipulated into looking at social media and looking at our environment so much to the point to where we get discouraged and we don't want to go on no more. I have experienced that myself, so that's how I know to say it to you all, and I hear it when I take on some of my consultations that I have even before I got on these platforms. See, I didn't get started in 2018 or 2019 or 2015 or 2016. I got started way before 2000. And so with that being said, now you do the math, it's 24 years later, even before the doctors or those who had their little wicked hands at stake trying to take out my firstborn, and then trying to take out my secondborn, and then thinking that they were going to take me out with my thirdborn, and then just saying all together, hey, let's shut her down with her fourthborn. I know what I'm talking about. See, so the war of what's on social media, whether or not marriage work or not, whether or not somebody is huffing and puffing, it doesn't faze me. What I had to learn how to do, and what I've been prayed over, and what I had to really and truly learn to concentrate on, is that understanding that, yeah, there's always going to be wolves in sheep clothing. It is our job to stay healthy enough to recognize it when it comes, so that you can be navigated by the right type of shepherd. And so I'm here also to sound the alarm. In 2024 represents the time of life, the year of light, where light will be shedding and shining. This is the reason why you see a lot of stuff coming out about different people and about whether or not they were practicing what they preach. No, do not be fooled. I'm here to tell y'all, for those of y'all that claim to be believers in the Bible, don't be deceived by thinking that just because you sinned in 23 and now it's a new calendar year, that all your sins are forgiven, and everybody that you offended in 2023, 2022, 2022, 2019 and 2018, it all will be well. That's a lie from the pit to get you trapped up. Some sins come before us and some come after. We all know this. If you live past 40, you already know what I'm talking about. Anybody talking something else different is trying to cover up their lies and cover up their own sins. And they'll use anything, always hide behind people with good hearts. They'll always hide behind children. They'll always hide behind music. They'll always hide behind the pulpit. They're always gonna hide behind, let me see if I can help the homeless. They'll always hide behind it. Yes, I come from the pits of this, y'all. I'm telling you what I know. And I couldn't rest in my spirit going into 2024, having it looking like I'm supporting anybody that's, I know for sure, it's not practicing what they teach and preach, not even 80% of the way. And if it bothers them to know, for the few followers that I do have, to know that, hey, wait a minute, we know who some of the people who she knows. What does she mean? I mean, beware of the wolves in sheep clothing. Beware, you all. The light has to shine. I'm born on the 24th. My daughter's born on the 24th. My oldest firstborn passed at 24. Means something. Y'all that don't understand the power in numbers, try not count your money and see if you understand how important numbers are. Try not counting. Try thinking about what you support, and here it is, you getting nothing back unless you buy something in return. Try thinking about when more and more things are going to be revealed, because I was going to really just lay it way out there for you all. But I talked to one of my elders and they said, you know what? You don't have to expose certain people just because you worked with them from a good heart, from a good place. Their sins shall find them out. So I always try my best to try not to be in that place of judgment, because the very ones that I have sit here and worked with, I asked them face to face, do you think God called you to be the judge? And they turned around and said yes, in their narcissistic behavior, knowing that the very sins that they're calling out that others are doing, they are found guilty of it themselves. See, it's challenging when you have to come before and I have to start a new, I got to set it straight that I'm not supporting anything or anybody or anybody's organization that I find out is taking advantage of young teenage girls, that I find out is taking the money from people and they're not putting it exactly where it's supposed to be, but yet they're using it to glut. They're using it to buy people. They're using it to have people to lie for them. They're using it to manipulate the eyes of people on social media, or that they're using it to say that because I have healthy things for you, that here it is, you owe me something. If I pull out this Bible today, y'all, God to be my witness, you won't owe me a dime. Did you hear me? I've been in the ministry since I was born. You don't owe me a dime for pulling out a scripture for you. No, you do not. It's no more than your so-called Christian. It's no more than your so-called Christian service. When you know you are lying, when you know you're manipulating, when you know that you're just trying to not to be held accountable for lying on those who's been doing the work for a long time, if they haven't gotten their regimens completely right and they have slipped off of their dietary plan, and you have already confessed that you have yourself, then shut up. Shut your mouth. Humility is the way. The biggest issue that I had during my test leading up until this 2024, you all, is keeping my mouth shut, closed, trying to focus on helping and heal our people and trying to not see what I was seeing. And the most I said, you ain't going to be at peace until you let it be known that you cannot partake in anybody that's got so much a pile up of ungodliness in their personal life. I don't care who it is, your husband, your wife, your child, your pastor, your counselor, your coach. Think about it. This is the reason why we all getting distracted now. Come on, y'all. Bishop T.D. Jakes was not even your pastor. Most of the people that's coming ain't never gave a dime to the ministry. Now, I can understand and hear me, y'all. Hear me. Hear me. Hear me. All right, Brother Lamar, it's good to see you all. Good to see you all. Like, share, because especially with those that you know that claim to be spiritual and religious, please like, share, because they're going to need to hear this. Especially for those. I can see that if you're giving to a quote unquote ministry, or if you're giving, this is the reason why people get sued today for lying, like you are putting all the proceeds where it exactly supposed to be. What I have to say to you all, family, my people, go directly to the source. Go directly, give your fundings directly to the source. If an organization or a ministry, y'all hear me, if an organization or a ministry cannot tell you exactly the source of where the fundings is going, Don't give. That way, when the sins find them out, you don't have to worry about feeling like you got hoodwinked when you could have been buying more health products and doing other things with your finances. Because this is the reason why people are getting angry. This is the reason. Well, we thought it's not just about them thinking that whether or not a preacher was so righteous or not. It's about you taking a livelihood when they could have been investing in somebody else that wasn't a hypocrite. See, I don't sit back and act like that just because I was raised into holiness that I don't listen to a secular music or not. I don't do that. I know I'm a musicianer. I know that from time to time there are positive hymns and songs that I like. Just that doesn't mean that I'm for the whole genre of music. But you got some of us and we're so afraid of being judged. The people that don't have the right to judge you, when it said the Most High would do the judging in the last days, that the saints will. If you know that you was not living a holy life or a sanctified, meaning a sanctified, set apart life, meaning you wasn't sitting up there binging on pornography. You wasn't sitting up there having sex with women that wasn't your wife or men that wasn't your husband. You wasn't sitting up there lying to manipulate to get money out of people when you know that you was just getting extra money out of them to feed your addictions. Don't try me. Don't try me, y'all. Like, share. Don't try me. I don't like that. I'm getting mentally and spiritually strong in 2024. I'm being healthy more in 2024. It's my saying, because being healthy, telling the truth, is part of being healthy. I like challenging our leaders and those who say that they're influencers and ministers, especially the ministers, because this manipulation going on for far too long. That if you turn your back, that you can't sit here and trust them with your teenage daughter because they sit up there lusting after your teenage daughter with their clothes fully on. That every time you look up, you done just gave $100, you done just gave $1,000, and you can't trust your little niece with them because they sitting up there got sexual addictions, and here it is, you done just gave your livelihood to them, and you done sit there and pour your gut out to them just for them to be sitting back waiting to prey on your child. Don't play. If I keep hearing, I'm telling y'all now, look, the light will be shined. If I keep hearing nonsense, while we're supposed to be focusing on getting our people healthy and healed, and that's all, I'm going to call it out. I got to. I have to. I like going to sleep with peaceful mind, knowing that I did righteous by everybody that I knew. I love it. I've been always labeled as being a person or a woman that have patience of gold, even from my elders. But what I found out with satanic people and people that's full of demonic demises, they like putting more on you and trying to press you to the point, like, sort of like how the military do. And that's why most of our men can't come back out saying, no matter how gifted and talented that they are. Don't tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't have to go by stats. I can go by my family members that I know that's been in and that's in now. In all sectors, in all forms of military. Don't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. I counsel them. Ain't nothing good about that. You don't know how to maintain properly. You have to go through extensive counseling and coaching, most of them. And then you got to find out what did the military put on them. Did they constantly stay in trouble? Well, you can pull that up on the files. Did they really get this? Did they get discharged honorably? How? Come on now. These things can be found out. I'm saying we got to stop boasting in whether or not somebody else is more this or more that. That's what I'm saying. In 2024, the light should be shined only on yourself. Any work and good works that we are supposed to be trying to do to help our community, to help this nation, should be only just that. That is the wisdom that I have to share. Because other than that, you make me have to pull out all the stops and prove everything. See, I ain't got to hide behind the Bible. And I don't have to hide behind scriptures that I know has been used to manipulate the minds of our people when our people are desperate and afraid and scared and sick. Just understand this is when the wolves come in. And they're so talented. And they're well spoken. And they will utilize, they will go for the weakest prey. And who's more weaker than somebody that's sick? Or that somebody that's desperate? Or that somebody that's afraid? Or that somebody that's just sick and tired of being sick and tired? Who's more vulnerable? It's hard to get out of this mind manipulation game. You all, I know, I've been there. But I can promise you, if you can just pray, whoever, whatever you believe in, just pray. Lord, Father, help me. If you get me out of this, I promise you I won't look back. I'm a living witness. He'll get you out of it. The end of this year, right into the very first year, my testimony of wellness, mental wellness ministry for you all today is that I almost got trapped up again. Almost got trapped up. Looked like the intentions was well. And finally, I had to do some more work to help out some people, some of our people. I had to go to another congregation to help our people. Just to find out that lies have been spreaded some more. And I already questioned the counterpart that I worked with. Did you do this? Did you do it? Knowing that the work still has to be done here. And that lying tongue and manipulative tongue just still sit there and lie all the way to the end of the year. And then finally, the Most High gave me strength because I already prayed in advance, y'all. Yes, I believe in the power of prayer. When you pray the right prayers, and it's not just about money, it's not just about getting a wife or a husband, it's not just about you want to be better than somebody else. He answers those real righteous prayers real fast. Those of y'all that don't believe in God, that universe, it comes fast. And I heard what said, cut them off. Cut it off. It don't matter what they promising you. I told you already. That's why I told you in 2023, let it go, let it go, let it go. Don't go trying to get nothing. But it was a wrestle, y'all, because I did the work. I put in the work. So it's a wrestle. Some of y'all are wrestling because you feel like you've done so much for your job, for your family, for your friends. And you feel like they owe you something. I felt that way. But I kept hearing that voice saying, don't do it because I'm getting ready to bust it wide open. Can I say it like that? Don't do it. Don't take it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And right when it's time for me to remind myself to have to remember my daughter, Najee Angelise, our angel, the adversary send more pressure, knowing that it was a time. And when I called it out, they laughed so hard. I don't know if some of y'all share you all, because I'm going to get to the Wellness Wednesday part of what I have to offer you all in a minute. When I called it out, do you know, some of y'all, I don't know if some of y'all seen the Dave Chappelle, that those that don't want to act like they so holy that they don't ever watch comedy. Dave Chappelle, no, actually it wasn't comedy. He was interviewed by Oprah. I'll use this part. And when they asked why did he disappear? Why did he go off the scene? Why did he, more importantly, why did he turn down, what was that, $50 million that they were offering him? Now, I know Dave Chappelle is not confessing to be no saint, but this is a good example because he's still human. Now, he said, because the laugh. He said it was a laugh. They just was laughing too hard at how I was mocking my people. Now, some of y'all don't know his background. See, I looked into people's background. I don't just go off what social media just puts out there and then just throw it out there and the first thing come up because that's all of that y'all is for ratings. This is the only reason why I don't call names out sometimes when I'm speaking about certain situations. Because I know it's just for ratings. People like ratings. I'm not going to give you a chance to make money off of ratings. Not going to give you because I want the message to be gotten from our people, what to look out for and how to invest in your own health and wellness. Stop being bamboozled into thinking people are afraid, all of them. And they collecting your money just so they can run off and do what they want to do and leave you hanging and throw a guilt trip on you when you don't help them get away while they send back dogging you out, making you feel guilty. When you know you got to take care of your own family. You know you got to take care of your own health. How you going to do it if you're not rich? You're barely making it. We already discovered that our people won't invest as much into their health and wellness as it is. So trying to give extra for anything else is uncalled for. If we're the sickest here in America, then that means we need to take more better care of ourselves. I said it, and I can say it because I got to help. I've always been a giver. And I didn't just start giving when I got before this platform. So I'm saying this to say to y'all, be careful. In 2024, in order for you to be healthy more, it starts in the mind and not being tricked by everything that you see on this social media platform. And be careful who you allow in your homes. Be careful who you allow in your ministries and in your companies, in your business, those same spirits of leeching. Why people like to use that term. And they be the very ones that's doing it. Y'all be careful. I have to separate for a reason. And it is because I will not have no deaths, no blood on my hand. If I couldn't do it, if I couldn't have it on my hands for my own mama and for my own daughter, I surely ain't carrying it for nobody else. No. My task here is to make sure that you all's mind is clear-minded enough to where you're able to focus on healing your own body and your own mind. And there's so much manipulation and trickery that's out here that I already know how people is when you find out that you supporting things that you're not supposed to be supporting because of they're doing other things, that ungodly things that they're not supposed to be doing because of their own lust of their own flesh, or because they want attention because they didn't get enough of it as a child, so they want attention. They didn't get enough of it when they wanted to try to bog down their wives and their husbands. They didn't get enough of it when their children had to move away or when their children had to be taken away. So now they don't drain you for it. And our people love speakers. Our people love passionate people. But I said it again. Passion without compassion is no love at all. The number one thing that I have learned through this past few years alone, actually the past 10 years, but most definitely within this last couple of years, is that the greatest narcissistic from full of demonic forces, that's the first thing they use is love. And they always say, trust me. And they always gonna pass the buck. But when it's time for you to call them out in their sins, they get humble. They get the moment and they get to switching the subject. Y'all watch, pay attention. Pay attention, my people. Like, share, like, share, like, share. Pay attention. Body language is everything. We know when a black woman get when you done got underneath that skin, something about their head just gonna keep going. It don't matter where you from coast to coast. I've even seen my Cuban sisters do it. You know that mean business. They saying, what in the world? Don't be fooled. It's like a little kid that throw a rock and go hide behind Big Mama. Because they know that the crowd or big brother or somebody or big sister coming after them to tear that tail up. And they go whining behind Big Mama. Big Mama, they finna get me. They finna get me. They finna tell. And then the older siblings start telling on them. No, Mama, you didn't see them. They was throwing rocks at that car. Or they went and stole this from out of the candy store. No, Mama, that's why we finna get it. Or the other parent. And Big Mama is protected. Grandmama loves to protect because she thinking, no, not my baby. No, y'all leave him alone. You remember the grandmama started getting soft. They're not like they used to be and that back in the day. But remember, we had to get dealt with, but all of a sudden when you get the children, when you get the younger men, younger women, and we act like we respecting our elders, we hiding. We hiding. We hiding. We don't want to get chastised. Not by God. And sure enough, not by the ones that they done trashed and done hurt and done wrong by. And then thought you're going to bandage it over with a little bit of let me help you do this, let me help you do that, let me do this, let me do that. And they always wait for the most vulnerable time. Passing of a loved one. Pandemic. You sick. They never come for you when you're strong. When your eyes is open. When you're feeling real good. They never come for you then. In most cases, don't. But the big dogs will. I'm telling you what I'm talking. It don't matter how strong your stance is. Y'all see how I'm talking to y'all now in this Wellness Wednesday? Be well in your mind, body, and whole soul. Don't y'all get caught up in thinking that just because people throwing scriptures, the greatest sin was done in heaven. According to the scriptures. Lucifer could sing his voice, y'all. That voice. See, I'm a singer, and a musician, so I know the power and the vibration of voices. And it can swoop you in. It really can. Just like a melody song, and you don't know, I said this before. I said it before in 2023. Beautiful voice, and you don't know this person that just killed somebody. But because they got such a, what we call an angelic voice, you get mesmerized. Because that preacher preach, oh God, yeah, woo. Y'all feel it, the vibration just take your whole soul. Oh my God, it must be the truth. The word of God is true. In most cases, you can see what's taking place here. It is by itself. That doesn't mean that the messenger is true. See, I grew up this is the reason why my stance is so strong, y'all. My stance is so strong about this because I did grow up with men of integrity. I did. I can honestly say that. Did they have the dietary law all the way down pat? Nope. I can honestly say this. And here it is 40, 50 years later, same wife, taking care of all their children. It's still here in America, y'all. Here in America. Some of them are in my family. Ran churches. Not a one time found anybody have had to come forward to say that they molested their children. Not a one time did anybody have to come forward and say, I gave money and it didn't go where it was supposed to go. They were always an open book. See, I was blessed to be around some few good men. Y'all remember the movie, A Few Good Men? So I learned what real true morals look like. And these men were not liars. They let you know that when they were younger that they messed up. Like in teenage and they're 20 years old, when the brain is still being fully developed. But my God, if it passed that 30, you know better as a child. That's why most kids, when they get to sneaking and stealing, they go hide behind something. They hide. That's how you know they know. But the first thing a grandmama would say is, oh, that baby, she don't know. I'll leave him alone. He. You find that funny that he's stealing until he starts stealing when he get older and then you got to get locked up. But if you chastise a child and you explain to them or give them whatever punishment that they have to have that's befitting to the crime that they just committed when they're young, when they get old, they won't be so quick to be talking about who lying on them or who after them and who doing the wrong, because you taught them as a child. I know when my son got older and he did something wrong, the first thing he said, "Mama, you did a good job. You you was right, Mama." My son would never come to me and tell me that I didn't raise him to do the right thing. He would never come to me and say that. All my children know, Mama, you did your part. And that's what every mother want to hear. No matter what decisions or different roles that these children take when they get up to age, they say, "No, what you doing is right, Ma. We just struggling. We're being influenced by other things." But when it's time for me to get healthy and when it's time for me to cleanse, I know where to come. I'm coming to you, Mama. And I'm not just coming to you, Mama. I'm bringing my friends too. This is my personal experience. And I'm sharing it to you all so that you all can be inspired to keep on the journey. But don't sit here and think that you can play with every year. We don't have that much time left before everything changes. And so many are trying to grab money and use everything, every tactic that they can so they can get money so they can move out the country. With your hard-earned money, well, you need your own money then, if that be the case, to move out the country. You need your own money. Yeah, I said it. You need your own money to get your family, if that's what you choose to do. To put your house up for sale and go move your family to a safer place. If that be the case, it's just so worried about what's going to happen to America. The Bible says you must take care of home first. Take care of your own. God bless them. God bless the child that do right by your own. I believe that includes your country. You don't get a chance to sit here and kick up a whole bunch of dust, and here you are still in toddler's age or stage of working. And here it is, you got people being in the ground for 20, 30, 40 years doing this work, and they're doing it abroad. And you don't hear them complaining and whining about nothing. Grow up. Y'all, we have to grow up in 2024. We have to grow up and take accountability for the things that we know that have been messy in 2020, 2022, and 2023, leading up to 2024. If you were completely exonerated, think about it, y'all. If God had completely exonerated all of us from not doing right by our bodies and our temple, would any of us have any type of health issues at all? You could just take my sea moss that I have, my colon purifier that I have, and you'll just be healed right then and there, right? You could get the moringa. So discount sale, y'all, all three of them for $100. Still seasonal. You can get your elderberry. You can get your B12. I'm going somewhere with this, y'all. You can get your colloidal silver, and you'll be healed in 30 days and not have to worry about nothing ever again, right? If it just started in 2024, huh? No. That's not how it works, y'all. That's not how it works. You had to been doing a certain amount of righteousness by your body in 2023 that would predict how you're entering into 2024. Don't get it twisted, y'all. Don't get it twisted. Like, share, like, share, like, share. Somebody needs to hear this, y'all. Like, share. Don't get it twisted. I see and I hear a lot of things that I do not comment about because I'm sitting here. Yeah, okay, Father, I'm waiting for the timing, the right timing. And so he said, it's not the right time to call names out yet. But when it is, I will. Because I'm not taking the fall for no nonsense, for no lasciviousness, for no crookedness, for none of it. I got to call it out in 20. I got to shed the light in 2024 so that I can be able to be healthy more. So I can help more people. so that I'm not walking around here a mad black woman in America. I have to make sure you'll never hear me on here saying that y'all got to do this or got to do that in order to make you feel like something is wrong with you. When you got plenty of other channels, you can call and check in. You can click on whoever you want to. Real talk, y'all. Since people have a real talk. Real talk. You can click on here and get 100 different other naturopaths that you can listen to. You can ministry thousands and get a good rhema word too that's applying to what you're going through today. And then apply the health coaching to what you spiritually believe in, and you'll be fine. I'm not arrogant, prideful, or suffer from narcissism to think for 1 second that I am the only one that you can learn from. I'm the only one that can do this. When you hear that, you're listening to narcissism. You're listening to pride. And then what I learned is that the very ones that we're dealing with today that's causing the mental setback for people and causing confusion, what they'll do is they'll be the first ones to say that they're humble and that they're just a servant and that they're just nobody. But boy, if you can hear them over the phone, if you can hear them behind closed doors, playing on your emotions and your mind games, I got to call it out. So just in case some that's doing it, that's tuning in, I got to call it out. So just in case there's some that's tuning in, I see y'all Facebook, you might want to change, come over to the free channel, Dr. Chef Felicia and Wellness channel here on YouTube. It's free because Facebook is glitching. It's glitching. Y'all got to pray. Just like the Bible said, pray for the rulers of this world. Meaning send forth that energy, that spiritual divine energy, that they would repent and turn from their wicked ways. We boasting on who we are as a people is what I'm led to share with you all on this Wellness Wednesday to help make sure that your mind be really well. We're boasting in who we are as a people now in the movement. It don't matter that you know who you are if you still practicing the same sins as Pharaoh. Doesn't matter who you think that you are. If you're going to still get caught up, just like, yeah, I'm hoping to invoke this upon those of us from the top to the bottom. First shall be last and last shall be first. We know where we all come from and how this mess began. You don't get by just because it looks like your flowers is prettier or because your fruit is bigger. To whom much is given, much is required. So if you give much more, you are supposed to expect much more. Oh, yeah. Don't let it fool you. You can learn how to eat to live almost anywhere on this platform today. I said it. You want coaching from me, Dr. Chef Felicia Ann, 618-388-8100. It is in the chat. Then I get real down to earth, but you find out. I just had a sister did coaching session with a beautiful young lady. And all I could think about is that I'm glad that she didn't go another route because she would have been lamb to the slaughter. She would have been prey. Same age as my youngest daughter. Don't play. I don't play. I'm not playing. This is not about us forgiving our people. This is not about us mocking anybody. You all, I'm for, if you're going to grow. I'm a May baby. I'm born in the spring, going flat into the summertime. It's in my nature to want to grow like the flowers grow, not to make excuses for the growth, not to try to cover up. Because if I get too much dirt put on the flower, then you suffocate the flower. Trying to cover up that the flower was not growing like the other. I'm saying don't cover up. This is like how they do us with these body magic things. You know, the women now, don't nobody want to work out because now you can make yourself look like you got a shape that you don't have. When all it's doing is sucking all of that body fat up inside. Now, I'm not saying anything is wrong with a girdle that fits. There's no wrong with trim yourself up a little bit, but they got it now where it could suck you so in where women are passing out. That's what we're doing when we suppress what you know is truly ailing you. Like I tell my people when they call them in for the consultations, I tell them, nah, we're not just going to talk about, I say it, I may not be the health coach for you, even before they pay, even if they pay or not. I may not be for you because I want to get to the root cause of your pain. That's why I can't just be with no anybody because you ain't going to surface me. I don't care how gifted you think you are. I don't care if you was a billionaire. I'm going to get to the root cause of your problem. Because that's the only way I can truly help you if I know what the real problem is. Why are you lying? Why are you so manipulative? Why are you taking gifts that God gave to you and using it so that people can feed your addictions? Why? Why are you using the scriptures to sit here and mock God's people and knowing that they already in a destitute enough state? Why? I want to know the root cause. Who hurt you as a little boy or as a little girl? Who broke you? See, I can do that because I've been there. I've been a hurt little girl before. But all praises be to God that I had an uncle for the one uncle that didn't do me right, I had 10 other uncles. See that? It was balanced out. So yes, I was covered. Did that stop anything bad from happening to me or what we call bad? No, it did not. But much worse could have happened to me if I didn't have all them uncles and such a strong father at all. And so what I'm saying, you all, is that you have to reach out. It ain't nothing wrong with you getting more help, all the help that you can get, because trying to rely on one will absolutely disappoint you. It will disappoint you every time because man was not created to take on all of this pressure of the whole world. We see that now. Look at America. And it's more than one person behind it. We like to focus on Dr. Fauci and Bill Gates because they're the front men. But they coming with a tribe of people that's helping them to run these foundations, y'all. You think that you can't even speak to some of their people that's getting paid 80 to 90 to $100,000 a year or more because they're helping them take care of their families. You want it? I just got word from one of the naturopaths that will be assisting me this year in 2024, just to show you how true it is. And they were working security at the time. And they said that Monsanto, that when the CEO of Monsanto come in, let me show you how Gordon, why you can't go off of who's supporting who or who seem like they're covered. that CEO won't walk into, they literally have to sound an alarm is what the naturopath shared with me. There was a security guard at the Monsanto place out here some years ago. They had to sound an alarm to make sure that everybody cleared the way. And the military, they get out of a military car. This is the ones that's running. This ain't Bill Gates that's running Monsanto here in St. Louis. Military squad car to usher him in the building, and everybody got a clear way. Meaning Satan is protected, y'all. He got protection. He knows he needs protection. The more protection that a person try to use to get covered, just like a little kid, the more dirt you know they're doing. Did Yeshua have cover from the disciple? Only to a certain extent. Peter was willing to cut off a ear, right? If we want to go by the Bible, right? But yet, a bunch of them, a lot of them still got killed and messed up because even Yeshua didn't have no hardcore military team coming for him. Only ones that use a military tactic usually are the ungodly. Only ones that get high praise to it that know that they are used to absolutely suppress the people are those that are of Satan. Don't your president use it? And is he a godly man? Do any other presidents in the country? Any other countries, Africa, Asia, and all that, don't they use the military too? Don't they use the police department? Those are their imps. Yeah, I said it. Well, Dr. Shell, well, how could you go? How could you go there, Dr. Shell, when they protect some of us? No, you don't know what they really truly protecting. That's why you think they protecting you. But wait till all this show up, and then we gonna see how fast different ones get drafted and go running back to the military so that they can avoid being part of the war. They gonna take on that Peter spirit so fast. They ain't finna try to die for you. That's why they're runners. Runners, always running from responsibilities. It's easy to want to be seen and heard, is what I'm saying, and going hiding. But it's another thing to stand up and fight. And I mean stand up and fight. Y'all, we've been bamboozled, thinking that just because we come before these platforms that means that people are brave. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. That's an illusion. When the president come before and address us, the House of Representatives come to address us and say that everything is safe, COVID is gone, there's no need for no alarm. How many people fall for that? Because they got a suit on. Well, it's the president. The president said that it's okay. When you're in some of the churches today, well, the Lord showed me that everybody is going to be protected. Everybody that's in this building today. That's why so many like to rush to get behind that pulpit. How do I know this? Raised up in the ministry all my life. No, I did not see it per se from particular ministers that I was raised under, but I seen it in the outskirts of other ministries. And it's the reason why you don't see me attached to now to this day. I'm willing to help. But I have to have what you call outreach ministry, where when they reach out for me to come and help them and their people, I come. But if I find out that in the midst of me helping, that you crooked with your money, y'all can spread that word. If I find out that you doing harm to children, you got a lust demon on you, if I find out that you ain't treating your wife right with your narcissistic tail, or that your wife got another kind of spirit on her because she been fooling around with you, if I find out that there's many other organizations attached to you, I hope some of them listen, like sure. Don't call on Dr. Felicia Ann Hill. Don't call on me. I'm not coming. My name is Tess and I ain't in the mess. I can't be bought. I'm like Dave Chappelle. Why did she walk away from that? Why did she walk away from that? You best to believe I walked away from it because it was some mess. It was a bunch of mess that's going to blow up. And when it's time for the questions to be asked, I'm going to speak truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God, and I'll be able to prove it. So as they used to say at the church, get right, church, and let's go home. Get right, church, and let's go home. Get right, church. Get right, church. Get right, church, and let's go home. And then the older women, the mothers come in, I'm going home on the morning train. I'm going home on the morning train. See, I grew up on that. The morning train to them was they going on off to glory. But they said, get right, church, and let's go home. Meaning, whatever you got going on, I pray that when lying lips get to talking and I hear all these different people that's trying to defend or that's trying to offend, I can only pray that they get right, for real right. Stop hurting people. Stop doing mess and thinking that your mess ain't going to find you out. when you're being insensitive to the hurt and the harm and the mess that you left and that you've done. Y'all, we can't be constantly supporting nonsense is what I'm saying. It's going to tear our people apart. If you got any heart, any experience, stop lying is what my wellness message is for today. In 2024, stop lying, stop manipulating, because it's going to blow up in your face. It's going to. And I ain't going to be able to cover you. I'm done, y'all. It's the real deal. I'm not carrying no nonsense over into 2024 when our only focus is supposed to be boosting our immune system up. You learning what is good for you and your family. That's supposed to be your only focus. And setting up, devising some type of plan that would be safe for you and your family. Meaning take your resources, put it together, and be safe, you all. Because other than that, we're going to get caught up in all of this distraction and all of these lying tongues and all of these manipulative jokers that got these platforms. All of them, I don't care what they look like they doing. Sally Carruthers got busted 2 years later. Find the source that you want to help. If you just really truly want to help and you don't think and you got enough to do it, all praises be to the Most High God. But by all means, find that direct source and give your help to the direct source. I said it. Because we're living in a time where people are desperate. They're desperately afraid. They're huffing and puffing like the lion. They're roaring like the lion, like the Bible speak of. They're roaring, roar, just to get your attention, to get you to scatter or to get you to drop your food and run. What's your food? Your money. I said it. It's your money. The love of money is the root of all evil. We're only supposed to utilize money today for what we need it for, but you're not supposed to be tricking poor people and people with fixed income and the elderly into giving you nothing for your own sake that you know is extra that they don't even have for their own families. I don't care what they giving. I don't care what y'all give to whoever your favorite designer is. You'll find out later, and that's why they banned. Like Tommy Hilfiger got banned the moment they found out that black folks stopped buying his stuff. Most of them stopped buying his stuff when they found out that he really didn't like, or he made comments about not really making his clothes for African American people. Remember that? Some of y'all don't remember that. That's why you don't see as many people rocking Tommy Hilfiger anymore. Mm-hmm. So that's what I mean by we have to be careful when we come across these platforms and we make these wide, big professions of what we for, what we stand for, and what we don't. Like your computer can't be tapped. Like pictures can't be sent out. People can tell now whether or not the AI. Now you can tell the difference now. You can tell the difference from the source. And more importantly, if it's a real source, just like they're doing with Bishop T.D. Jakes now, they going to the source. They're going to question the people now. You can't knock off everybody. Be careful, you all, who you all are listening to on these platforms. Be careful. If doors have been shut and blocked, it's a reason for it. If people are calling you out, it's a reason for it. The scriptures say that if there's any wrong that you have been known for or any sins that you have committed, just make sure that when you are accused that it not be true. You ain't always gonna get accused, or your sins ain't gonna find you out right then and there all the time. We all know that, right? Everybody got a few little skeletons in the closet, right? Usually when you got a lot of skeletons in your closet and you know you ain't righteous, usually you shut your mouth. You don't go loud, being a loud mouth and trying to call out somebody. You usually, if you humble, you really shut your mouth and go sit down somewhere. Yeah, I said just like my grandmama was saying, you go shut your mouth and sit down somewhere. You don't go sitting up there going before the social media, making it seem like you also righteous in humble. Well, I've been guilty too, but no, call out your sins though, like you called out everybody else's. No, it ain't good enough to say I feel too. Be pacific like you was for everybody else's. Be pacific. Be pacific and see how much support you get then. Don't play. When you know that you ain't being honest and you're lying. One thing I cannot stand, I'll be honest, y'all, this is what y'all pray for me about. I can't stand hypocrisy. I can't stand a lying tongue, especially when I know that there is a lot of good work that has to be done, especially when I know that it's a distraction. You call it out like you would a child that's clowning and y'all trying to do reading time. That child up, bounce around like, boy, sit your butt down. You gotta sit your tail down. Come here, come here. You've been a distraction. If you are giving, I'm gonna say this too because the question's been asked, y'all. Y'all wonder why Dr. Chef going in about this? Because I'm constantly getting asked the questions. I'm going in about this. So, do you think that it's right that we have to, at a time like this, when the currency is getting ready to change out or over, and the currencies, do you think that we should have to give to all these other? No. No. Take care of your own home first. That's scripture. You ain't gonna hear him quote that scripture. Take care of your own home first. Whether you be married, single, one child, or no child, or just yourself. Take care of your own home, y'all. I mean that. I ask for a donation for those who can. I'll pray. Thank you for those who give. But if you can't, you don't get no less love from me. I don't see you as nothing more than just a person who's seeking some knowledge and some truth, and you seeking some realness. That's how I am. As much as I give, I can't give to everybody. I'm not wealthy enough to. But I sure appreciate the assemblies that I go to, and they say, hey, look, if you can't touch the pan, send a blessing. Maybe next time you can. I appreciate them that says that. I appreciate them because I do want to give to anywhere where I can see the cause is good and I got proof that I see the building being built. See, I grew up where I'm hearing about building fund for 40, 50, 60 years just to find out that the moment the pastors die off, then all of a sudden the books got to be pulled. There's a paper trail. There's a paper trail. I had to practice what I preach. I said, I don't want to call a lot of people no names, but come on, y'all, let's not be idiots. Let me say it like that. Let's not be stupid. You have the right to whatever you giving your funds for, just like we ask for tax refund, a tax credit. I'm not set up as no 501c3 ministry on purpose. I'm not set up for that. Because what happens is that the government come after you and then they try to take what you all have given from us when the certain taxes is not even legal, but because most will not invest in tax lawyers or tax attorneys, they'll go ahead and they'll fall for it and they'll give your money to the IRS when they legally are not supposed to have it. Yep, I just said it. And when you're 501c3, you're not supposed to get taxed no way. But what happens is that when that 50c3 wind up taking and getting little small businesses that are not tax deductible, then a lot of your donations will go towards that. And you all don't know that. See, when I say fund these for my daughter to get herself, my money was going to go straight to the families, and the families can send their thank yous, pictures, and whatever they have to say that I helped them. That's how that was going to work. Because I know if nothing else, people get teed off when you messing up their money. Not just because they love it, but could be because that's all they worked hard for it, and they got other children and other people and other things to take that they want to have in their life that they have the right to. Y'all tuning in, I don't consider that. I'm the one that's on social media. So if you watching, you have the right to watch. You paid for it through your phone. You paid your bill on your phone to check out whatever you wanted to. Use some common sense, y'all. That don't mean that y'all I ain't giving you no information that ain't already out here. My testimony ain't already out here. That's why I speak to you all in this way. My story ain't out here for you. I'm the only one that can do my story justice. The only one that knows the ins and out of what take place in my home, in my family, in my life, just as it is for you and yours. So I don't worry about naysayers. Anybody that's constantly worried about naysayers on the World Wide Web is crazy. I said it. They've made you lose your healthy mind. And the stats is already in that's what's happening. The counselors and psychologists all over the world is watching how crazy people that get on this social media platform actually get when they actually think that folks are actually loving who they are until they find out what they do behind closed doors. Because you're portraying yourself like you're something that you're not. I don't blame you. Don't we get mad? If you get ready, think that you're getting ready to get married and you find out, come on now, y'all, I'm going to use it just as an example. I'm a heterosexual. When you find out that they're gay, don't you get teed off? Well, I don't, no, I'm a good, upstanding person. I would never touch children. Then you find out that they do. Well, oh no, I'm just a giver. I would never take nothing from no poor people. I'll never. And every time you look up, they taking from the poor. I hope that this message for anybody that's leaders, that's over organizations, or that's doing anything, especially the New Year calendar, that it will only inspire you all to do right, to do the right thing. Don't do it. I'm trying to say, y'all, for getting a whipping. It's all funny because it's TD Jakes now, and because it's Sean Pitty Diddy Comb. It's all funny now that it was R. Kelly. It's funny, ain't it? It's something to mock, ain't it? It's something to get some ratings and some stuff from, ain't it? It ain't funny when it come your way. And it doesn't matter that you're a big celebrity or not. We all know that just from coming up in families if you done got caught up doing something wrong, and how the family don't even lift up on you. Go collect that family reunion money up, but then don't have no food at that family reunion, and then talking about some I had to put it on fixing my car and see how fast that family go in on you. See, that's on a small level. But when you get to them thousands and those millions of dollars, and they start seeing that paperwork, and I mean real paperwork, not no fake paperwork. And now I found out that they able to forge that now too. So then that's when you got to get into them bank statements. I'm saying this because I know how critical it is, how really delicate this time is, you all, for people to be able to stock their money to get their goods. You need to be able to be getting your jar of fruits and your jar of beans, whatever your system can take. Store up on your vitamins and herbs. Those that's good. It's a lot of them. It's quite a few that's coming out now that have it, now that they see that there is a need, especially here in America. It's quite a few of them that's out here now. Stock up on yourself at least for 3 to 6 months the least. If you can do a year, great. We can make our money that way. I said it. If you got books, you can purchase a book if the book gonna help you. Yeah. But you don't need to be giving nothing outside of that. Nobody hollering they gonna do crusades and all this other crazy crap. I'm hearing it too much. Our people can't afford to do that. If they mess up their money, it's their money. It's not ours. It ain't gonna stop you from being gotten, and it don't matter where you go around the world. Your sins will find you out. Have not Bishop T.D. Jakes and them been all around the world and back again? Have not he gone back to Africa? Did he not go to Kenya and different spots of the Africa and wind up taking them building water hole? Is that stopping people from coming after him? Just because they think that he was dancing at a gay party? People gotta stand it when you hollering you a minister. Because they know that very Bible that you read out of says it. You do better to go secular and just that, as the Bible says, that the sinner be the sinner. You just do better to do that than to be sitting up there lying like you holy and you know you ain't not one day been holy. Reading the Bible don't make you holy. Professing with your mouth don't make you holy. You calling out other people's sins and whether or not they had a hot dog yesterday or not doesn't make you healthier than them. He ate a piece of chicken, you ate ding dong. Shut up. They're both toxic for the body. You ate pork, well, they had artificial covered up vegan meat. They're both the sickening for the body. Yeah, I come to bring balance. I'm the balancer. They're both toxic to the body. They're both giving you the same side effects, and both of them making you not treat yourself, your body right. Both of them making you irritable. Both of them making you disrespect your mates. Both of them making you sit there and go off on your children. All of them is messing with your mind, your body, and then your whole soul. What's more addicting? Do you eat more meat than you eat more sweets? Try getting loaded up on that artificial sugar. I know, because I used to be addicted to artificial sugar. It didn't make me a mean person, but it did make me all over the place. It did make me go into wanting to be to myself when I saw too much chaos going on. Some people, it have the opposite effect on, make them want to go fight. It make them go, whatever's in your spirit already, whatever chemical you take in with them artificial foods, is what type of, it's going to enhance that spirit that's already in you from being a hurt child. It's going to enhance it. So if you are an angry person, a mean person, don't matter what kind of gift you got, you go putting that extra toxic sugar on you, meat, not necessarily. But that toxic sugar, them chemicals get all up in there, now you more meaner. Always calling somebody out their name, always talking about somebody. Always sitting there trying to play mind games with somebody. But then when it's your turn, can't take the heat, stay out the kitchen. If you can't take the heat, stay out the kitchen. I told you. I asked a chef, I can take the heat all day long. Y'all, I'm not one that like chaos. But I am one, and I'm not one that was started. But I promise you, by the help of God, I will finish it. I will finish it. And you know how I finish it? With the truth, so help me God. My only desire has always been is for our people to be healthy and well mentally first, then spiritually, naturally, and this in turn is supposed to help you with whatever your responsibilities is to do it and do it well. And that's for everybody that I know on this planet, whether you white, blue, black, purple, because there's enough space for all of us. There's no big eyes and no little U's except for that we choose to see with our big eyes and our little selves. It is best that we learn how to practice what we teach you all. When you are in position, understand, mothers, fathers, y'all understand that. Even if you're an elder child, more is expected out of you. It's just the way it is. You ain't gonna get around it. Just accept it. More is. And so that means you got to learn more. That means you have to learn a better way. That means you can't do what the little sister doing. You can't. Big sister can't do what the little sister doing. You're going to get whipped with more stripes. A teacher can't do the same thing that a student do. Look what happens when the teacher sleep with the teenagers. They be in their 20s and 30s. And then they trying to sleep with the little 17 and 18-year-old. And I know some laws are passing where they allow them, knowing that that child brain is not fully developed, even at 19, even at 20, even at 21, even at 22. And I know I got married at 22. And even then, I was still in that dorky little mindset of, oh, love gonna conquer everything. Oh, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Love didn't conquer everything, but it was time to fight up against some doctors. And I had to see somebody, my other mate, agree to my baby getting some injections. Love didn't conquer that. I said, hold up, wait a minute. That's why Mama Bear came out. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me see what you got, what's in that. And if I had to hear too many times, no, let the doctors do it. I said, Father, I'm keeping it real with y'all. Father, if this person say to me one more time, let these people take and put some in my baby's body that I can see that's not good for her, I'm going to wipe everything up out of here. In the name of Jesus. I said it. So, Father, give me the words. Give me the knowledge that I need. Help me before I lose it. They had a song. Missy Elliott got it. The music make me lose control. But on this day, these doctors gonna make me lose control. If they don't stop trying to make me give my baby stuff that's dangerous to her body, I'm finna lose control. And I promise you, he'll answer the prayer. He'll give you the answer. But once you get the answer, it's your job to do it. Knowledge unapplied is not knowledge. We got a lot of people talking a whole lot of stuff out here that sounds good. And it is good. But it only do you good when you apply it to yourself. So you can get the outcome that you need. If I listened to them doctors, my daughter would have been a vegetarian dead at probably 10 years old. She would have never walked. She would have never said a word. She would have never been able to look to see anything. She would have been. Out her mind. So they said, would you do it again, Dr. Shelf, if you knew that you was only going to get 24 years with your daughter? The answer is absolutely. I'll just do it even better. Dr. Shelf, if you could save your mom and bring her back, would you still teach the natural health and wellness way? Would you still teach them to have common sense and don't try to hide behind a Bible or no kind of religion for that fact and think that that's what's truly going to save you? Well, yes, I would. I would just do it better. That's the mentality that you all have to have on this Wellness Wednesday, the beginning of this year, 2024. That, yeah, of course, if you messed up last year and you got off your regimen that works well for you, of course, if you got paired up with the wrong people, and of course you strive to do better. But you can't afford to forget. You want to know why? And I know they lie. And they tell, well, you forget. Nah, that's a lie. You remember where you erred so that you don't repeat the same mistake again. You have to be reminded. Yeah, you have to be reminded. I promise you, my kids got this joke that they try me sometimes that, and they try to call me up. They make the facial expression. I got they inherit the ability to mimic really well from the father. And so when they try to explain to me, they do this thing, the facial reaction when I start getting real serious about something. And I said, that ain't me. And I looked at them real good. And then right when I'm trying to tell them that ain't me, I started making the facial expression. And then I had to laugh at myself because now they got me. And now I want to throw something at them because they done got me. I don't want, just as I say, you don't want people to be right about you if it's something, whether it's something goofy or whether it's something bad. But my God, I choose a goofy or something funny over something bad any time of the day. But sometimes it's going to happen, you all. That's for the perfecting of you. Iron sharpen iron. They like to say that when you're doing good, but they don't like to say it when you're getting burnt. I'm iron. I know when to be warm and I know when to be hot. I know when to cool down. I've learned my different temperatures. Y'all have to learn your different temperatures when you're dealing with manipulation, when you're dealing with different ones that don't understand why you're trying to take care of yourself. Why you listen to that little woman that always got her hair wrapped? What are you getting out of that? You got to know how to turn the volume up and down at the right time with the right people. Some folks, they need to be straightened out because they so hot. They so hot. Some people have to be straightened out because they're so prideful and they're so arrogant and they're so narcissistic and they got such a lying tongue. Some people have to be. Some people don't. You can just take a little warm thing on because they're not that wrinkle. They do. They teach them that in the military. That's why it's hard for them to turn it off when they get back to civilian. It's when they get back to the commoners, as we like to call it. They carry that on over into their household. And then they forget. But they really don't forget. It turns into resentment. Because I had it hard and made them, I'm going to make it hard for you. And so for this is going to make me seem like I'm better than somebody else. This is going to make me feel like I got order when you completely out of order because you got a disorder. You in order in certain aspects, but when it comes down to what's going on inside of you and the heart, as the scripture says, let's use that. Father, you all look it up. He said in the last, he's going to say, I healed in your name. I taught in your name. I gave in your name. I preached in your name. But he's going to say, depart from me, you worker of iniquity. I knew you not. Why did he say I knew you not? He said, because your heart was far from me. How can your heart be far from God if you're doing good works? Come on now, y'all. Ain't no different from the difference between Cain and Abel. They both had a task, but Cain took on the spirit of Cain. Well, I can't do better than what Abel did. Did you catch that? Cain and Abel. Abel, Cain. I heard that from one of my elders. I said, man, I never thought about how close Cain is to if you just put Cain. And then if Abel is Abel. Instead, he took on the jealous spirit of his brother to the point of where he wanted to kill him. Now, whether that story be true or not, we still see that happening today. Who is your brother and that you're so jealous of that you want to kill them just because they got more likes than you? You want to kill them with your tongue because they got more followers. Who is the sister that you want to take out? You want to kill her with your tongue because you're jealous, because she look better than you. So they say, because even though beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. Who is it? Think about it. That's what they mean by your heart is from the heart is connected to the mind, to the brain, what you think. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? What's making you hate your brother and your sister? What's making you want to make things more harder and challenging for them and pat them on the back and say, oh, you be all right. You strong enough. You can handle it. What's making you do that? What's making you leave all the responsibility of taking care of your mother and father on just one sibling when you know you got an hour or two or something that you can do to come and help out? We know it ain't easy. What's making you be like that? Well, I work all day long. I'm a nurse and I got 10 kids. Everybody, well, rotate them children so they can go help get a pot or run some hot water, some bad water. See, I come from a real true village here in America where everybody pitched in. Whether you liked it or not, you gonna pitch in. You was gonna work. Not no child got by. Even if they had a sickness, they still had to find something to do. Give me 1 second, you all. Sorry about that, Facebook. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm here. I'm teaching on this, you all, because there's so much that's getting ready to come out of a frantic a place, and so many of our people are wide open, trying to hope and pray that you can give yourself out of this. You're trying to hope and pray that you can even take in enough vitamins to be able to get you through the stressful times that we are about to encounter right now. You're going to hope that some pastor, some preacher, some teacher, some coach, some counselor got all the answers for you. And in some ways, they might have a few. But the truth is, it's going to be every man, every family for themselves. I said it. I said it. The truth is that you're going to probably have to save your dividends when it's time for you to be able to find, if you find somewhere that you want to be, if you're not going to wind up soldiering up and staying in your own home. That's the truth that they ain't going to tell you. The truth is that you got to come up with a game plan for yourself and your own self and your family. That's the truth. Some of y'all have that's tuning in, and that's great. That's beautiful. Most people have not. It's clear that most have not. But more importantly, you do have to be healthy and well enough to be able to think clear enough to know who you are going to follow. The scripture said the blind lead the blind, they all fall in the ditch. So far, so good. I have not come across too many. I'm gonna be honest. I can't even use the word too many. I haven't come across none that got a real plan for our people. They got a plan for themselves and their family, or just for themselves. But they ain't got no real game plan for the people. They sure don't mind making people pay for it. That bothers me as a mother, and that's the big sister in me. That bothers me because, see, I always had to gather all the kids together. I always had to go get my brother, my sister. I always had to go get my little cousin. I always had to go see where my niece and where my nephew at. So that's coiled inside of me not to leave my people behind. Yes, I got a Harriet Tubman spirit. Harriet Tubman can't roll with no Booker T. Washington, and Booker T. Washington is after the masses. Booker T. Washington eventually sold out. Married something else. Did his own thing. Did some great work. Good author. But dig a little deeper in the story, y'all. Didn't stop them from going down to history, did it? But what land do we have for our people, if that be the case? With all the access that he had. But the laws are different than the. We are people that make idols out of each other, and that's the reason why social media is so popping now. We idolize people too much when we are supposed to be focusing on ourselves enough. Get whatever information you need and let it be just that. That's what my advice is on this Wellness Wednesday, so you all's minds can be more well. Thank you, sister. Thank you. It's so good to see you, Sister Diane. And I'm thankful that I was able to come. I won't go coming first because I'm like, oh man, I'm late. I'm on Black folks' time. But I'm telling you now, y'all, this is what I see. I don't want to think about all of the people that I see and that I know that know of me. And it went, wait a minute, why come Dr. Shelf didn't say nothing? You know, I'm saying something, y'all. 2020, this time of the year, I was being bamboozled. On this day and this time, I was being bamboozled. A trap was set up for me that I felt that it was coming, but I didn't know in details because I was set to be going to support in a church that I had a minister, a pastor that I'd known since I was a little girl. And Satan made a mockery out of that too. But that very pastor helped me in a time of need in order to make sure that I had the wisdom that I needed to not to continue down the same path of supporting the wrong and the most ungodliest thing that was going to be horrible, worse than losing my daughter. It was going to be horrible on me. Y'all would see me locked up right now. Matter of fact, y'all wouldn't see me. That's how serious it was. Because, see, I didn't start this plan. I didn't start this to make no money. I didn't start helping my people. I didn't even know that you could help your people and make no money outside of working in the health field. But the naturopathic way? And then you teaching to so-called spiritual people too? This was a new thing. According to what we're experiencing, even back in the motherland and other places, they used to it. Unfortunately, you got to go through a whole lot of witch camps though to get to it. Y'all, people are investing in witches and y'all don't even know that you're giving to it. People are investing in folks that's literally trying to put more curses on this land because of jealousy, not because of America done hoodwinked them. It's because of jealousy. They think that we got it so much better over here when they don't even realize that we got 200 to 300 different laws that's going against trying to make sure that at some point in time, all of us are going to see that courthouse, whether it be through a divorce or whether it be because of your house got to be put up for sale, or whether it be because one of your kids done something that they ain't had no business doing, or whether it be because you broke the law and you didn't even know that it was a law. We do live in a wicked place. But I'd like to get to, once again, the root. Who started this mess? First shall be last, and last shall be first. That does apply, I believe, to where it started at. Where was the Bible written at? I rest my case. Yeah, we're going to be, yes, unfortunately, America is going to be chastised. It's getting chastised now. But so will the other countries. They won't, you will not be able to escape. And you got to ask yourself the question, y'all, wherever we choose to go in the midst of this pandemic, you got to ask yourself, all right, is it really safe where you're going to be? You really do got to use some wisdom from God. And yes, you do have to have some finances together. Just understand, most of us are coming over this platform. That's what it's about, getting your money so that they can run. That's mostly what it's about. I said it. If anybody want to challenge me, I say pull out them bank statements. Yeah, it's a good thing I went through this here, because if I would have became an attorney, I would have took down everything and everybody crooked. Y'all, we ain't got time to play. Ain't nobody got, as I say, ain't nobody got time for this. Y'all got to take care of this. Get your vitamins D, C, and your zinc. Eat your fruits, your vegetation. Start storing candy. I know some of us think that's an old fashioned thing to do. It's not. It is something that still works today. Get your survival kits together, your packages together. If you got to go 10, if you ain't never gone camping before, you might want to consider going into the rural areas. Look into that for this year for yourself. It is far less expensive than it is living in a lot of these expensive houses and lands. It is far less. Look into whatever you can. I'm telling some of my elders too, they got 401ks, have been on jobs for 30 and 40 years, is going into retirement. Get it out now. Don't wait. Well, if I do it, they're gonna take money. They're gonna take it all anyway. They're gonna take it all anyway, y'all. Pull them 401ks. Yep, I said it. Get that retirement money out of the banks. Because if you don't get it out of the banks, you won't be able to get it. You heard it from me. I said on here long enough to be able to say it. Get your money out them banks. You got to go back to what it was back in the day when grandma and them passed on. Some of y'all know about it. You found all that money underneath the mattress. Now, I'm not telling y'all to go through the mattress because some of these kids, but when you get it, don't. You only go through maybe one family member that you know is reliable. But be careful about who you do that to, even if it is a friend. Shoot, if you got to call me up and say, "Hey, Dr. Shelf, if something happened, I'll take it up, give him my number." Your mama said, look, your granny said, your mama said that the money is underneath that porch or on the back of the what's called because she knew something was about to go down. That's me. She said, y'all take it and go because she just purchased some land over on such and such and over in Georgia somewhere, and she need y'all go do this. What you do is you text, if the phone lines are still up, you text me and say, hey, Dr. Shell, what did my mama tell you to do? What did my auntie say? What did grandma say? Yeah, that's a great responsibility, but I had it on me all my life. I'm used to it. Living wills. Those of y'all that's sick, you know anybody else is sick, make sure that you have your whoever's down as your medical power attorney. Get that together. Get the medical power attorney. If you're the one taking care of your loved one with this next blow that's about to come, get that signed over to you. Keep your loved one at home if you can. We got to go back to those days because they're not going to let you up in these house pitiful if you don't have certain shots and whatever they finna concoct now, which is that X or whatever all the names they're going to want to come up with. Right now, they're just watching all of us and try to see how much we are exposing so that they can know their game plan. They playing chess. And it's the reason why I started back up playing chess. You got to understand the minds of the evil doers. You can't just talk about it. You got to be about knowing what the game plan is. If we all were healthy enough, you wouldn't need me to say none of this. You be able to see. You be like, sit back like we used to do, like our ancestors used to do. Get into a prayer position. Show me what's going on here. And they show you. That way you know which direction to go. Or whether or not you're going to stay and you're going to fight. The choice is yours. But by all means, don't allow no scare tactics and people to bully y'all into thinking that if you just support them and do for them, then you're going to be all right. No, you're not. How's that working out for you so far, so good? Yeah, I got my grandmama talking to me now. Both of them. This is what mine have passed down to me. I've seen all the faces of my ancestors before me coming down and saying, your turn. Now, I hope that don't sound too scary for some of y'all, but if it do, it don't make it not real. It doesn't make it not my experience. You know what to do. Warn your people, but at the same time, make sure that they understand to look out for the wolves in sheep clothing. See, I had to get bit. I understand that now. I had to get bit just like my sister did when she was 3 years old. And I think my sister was going on three, and I was no, she was two going on three, and I was going on four. And I remember my mother had a big old backyard, and there was a dog, a pit bull, that kept hitting at the gate, trying to every time we came out from the back porch. And remember the gates, the little fences where it's made like a diamond shape, like a with the openings, the old fashioned little wire gates, the iron gates. It was that kind. My sister kept sticking her mouth, doing like that in between the hole, and the dog just kept jumping. Now I know it was a pit bull. I didn't know what it was then. I just knew that the dog looked vicious. And I knew my sister was just real brave and what we call crazy brave. And she just still mad. I said, no, stop. No, no. And I'm looking back because the yard looks so big as in the little girl. And I'm looking back like I want to call my mom and say, Mama, Joanna messing with the dog. Oh, I told off on you, Joe. What? Mama, get her. And I'm trying to grab her. And I'm terrified because I'm looking at the rhythm. I'm looking at how she's barely getting away from the dog, and the dog is just taking and biting his he putting his jaws, his mouth in between the little holes, the little triangle holes, and she barely missing it. So right when I'm trying to tell her, stop, I said, no. That one last time that she didn't stop. And this is the reason why I have to tell our people, especially our leaders in Minnesota, y'all be quiet. Shut up. Don't say nothing else, or you know you're going to get bit. Be for real humble. Learn some. Pray for some. Stop faking. Because that pit bull going to come at some point. And right when you go put your mouth on, they're going to grab that mouth, they're going to bite it. And your sin's going to be found out. You ain't going to have, they're going to be like, oh my God. And when I was able, that dog had a grip on my sister's face, grabbing it like that, all I could do is get behind her. At 4 years old, was get behind her and pull away. I knew to pull away. The dog had a mouth, tore a lip, blood everywhere. I'm howling out now. Mama! My mama come running out there faster than ever before. Oh, my baby. See, big mama can't save you. Mama can't save you when you being hard-headed. No matter how many people trying to hold you back and tell you, you out of order. You're being hard-headed. Don't do it. Don't say it. You're going to get your lip ripped off. You're going to get hurt. You ain't afraid? That's going to suck with my sister all the way up into adulthood. That brought about a paranoia. I had to keep assuring her how pretty she was still, how beautiful she was. To me, that was my sister. So I grew up worried about her because of that traumatizing experience of seeing that pit bull just rip her mouth and slits her throat up, her mouth like that. I began at that point in time at 4 years old already being on the defense for anybody that said something about her. Now I didn't understand it as a child. Why? Now at this point she can do whatever. She can tear off my head on my door. She can take and steal my clothes, everything. And I'm still in my mind. I'm thinking, in my mind, I'm just thinking, I just don't want to see my sister get hurt no more in the blood. So what? She got a problem, but so what? And I carried that into adulthood. Having mercy on people because I could see when the pit bull was about to come. My sister's very talented poet, writer, arts. could play trumpet like never before. She still was, when it healed up good enough, by the time she attended, she could play that trumpet, that when the saints go marching in, to just turn off the whole neighborhood. She could whistle like the old whistle thing. Don't worry, be happy. Whistle like a mockingbird. But still brought about some insecurities because she remembered she's been hard-headed, and it taught her how to just fess up. I'm the only one that ever knew when she was telling a fib. And I was like, don't do that. You know better. But I also was the biggest supporter of my sister's gifts and her talents. Did I not carry that over into adulthood? I always want to see the good come out of a person. But in the midst of that, sometimes you get burnt. When you're dealing with those who are insecure, when you're dealing with those who have hatred in their heart, when you're dealing with those who have jealousy in their heart, when you're dealing with those who love fame over anything else, when you're dealing with those who have a covetousness spirit, that they want what everybody else got and they want to use whatever they can to get what they want, or use whoever they can, you get burned. I'm so thankful that I know how to bandage up myself when I get burnt. I'm so thankful that I have other nurses and doctors and naturopaths that's around me that know how to assist me when I go through my hurt and my painful experiences. You all need to make sure that you have that as your circle as well. In times like this, our people are going to get very, very desperate. And the ones who are the best at talking, the ones that are the best at creating images to make you think that they're doing everything under the sun that's righteous, those are the ones that's going to be getting over the most. Those are the ones that's looking for prey. Y'all be careful. This Wellness Wednesday was about you keeping your eyes open and your ears in tune to what truly thus says the Lord. You'll know it when you hear it. You'll be able to see it. Just ask God for it and he'll give it to you. I promise you he will. If something in your spirit say something ain't right, it ain't. If something don't sound right, it ain't. It's better for you to sit back and watch and sit back and don't do nothing than to jump ahead and run into a crash. Nobody got time to be getting handicapped during this time of the year, the season. We got too much work to do. Cover yourselves, you all. I say this from my whole heart, not from the bottom of it, but from my whole heart. Because I know what's out here. I see what's out here. And some of y'all do too. Don't allow yourself to get, as we used to call it, hoodwinked. Try the spirit by the spirit. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't let nobody shut you down. Anybody that's getting mad because you asking certain questions is a person that got a lot to hide. And they know how to lie really well. So you got to still keep your ear of discernment on. Because I don't think nobody can lie better than Satan can. I'm praying that I don't have to be here constantly having to call out the buffoonery just to get our people to get to a place to where y'all learn how to truly invest in just your health and wellness and take care of your own self and your own families. I pray that I'm not pressed to have to do that, but if I am pressed to, I will. Note that I love you all. And this year, in 2024, my thing most definitely is that we must be healthy more in 24. Okay? All right, y'all. Now, I promise y'all I'll do my best to make sure that we get back on our schedule between 12 and 1 p.m. on next Monday. If anything take place though in between the time, and I know I forgot, Yes, we still have the liquids. See how I do? This is last because that was more important to me. The liquids, we got them all on sale. Guess what, y'all? For those of y'all that's waiting for the advance, please via text in, just in case. Via text in if you pre-ordered, send in another order. The advanced, this is the mental boost, but the advanced multivitamin liquid is coming in by this weekend or by the first. They did finally send me an itinerary. I thought that it would be more close to the end, but give or take a few days, you know how it works. So the advanced multivitamin will be in, and then also you have these. You can get all three of these for $175. It's a whole month supply. The intention is for the focus. Yes, you can take it. Yeah, I say 30 minutes apart. It won't hurt. I have done it. It tastes good. It gets you mentally focused really well. This is good for anxiety and depression. And then this also is good for mental focus for those who all that have work to do extra. You're looking at the computers all day. 2 tablespoons for this. I think it's only 1 tablespoon for this one. Yours is in the mail. Whoever has had the pre-order, go ahead and send back through yours. I do see that I know of. I believe I have everybody in, but just in case, I want to make sure that we double check since it was such a delay. I want to make sure we double check. So via text in, you pre-ordered and say when you sent in your payment, I do have a list of who I am, but I just still want it to be on the safe side. 175 for all three, you all. The advanced multivitamins, 32 ounce, all loaded up with the goody goods. One of these do, just for the record, one of these does have the little soy lathem in it, but it's a very small amount. And with how powerful and punctual it was with the no artificial colors, flavors, sweeteners, gluten, milk, starch, wheat, yeast, I said, in my opinion, in my experience, that will not hurt you all. So if you want, if you just don't want it all, then I understand. I'm not gonna sell you something that you feel like the seed oil against it, but from what I can see, the organic version of the root of the soy here is not enough to interfere with throwing off the estrogen or throwing off your health regimen at all. It's the bread and the artificial foods that does that. That's loaded with the artificial soy that does it, to my understanding. And that's not like eating a bunch of tofu either. Um, so you get all three of those for $175. By itself is $75. By itself is $50. So you see, you save money. The other one is $65. Well, the mental boost is $65. The advanced is $75. And so, but all together, $175. So you save some, and that's including your shipping and handling. You don't have no extra fee for shipping and handling. That was the best that I could come up with, to where I at least be able to make up enough to be able to get the next order in at a more expedient time, you all. And that's if they don't shut down everything. So get it in while you all can. That works wonders. And then I have also where I'll be doing 3 of the liquids here for 100 as well. I'm going ahead and extending it for this season. For the new year, you got the zinc. We have the colloidal silver that cleanses out the lungs, sinus issues, vision issues, hair. You can use it to cleanse the skin and all. The colloidal silver is excellent for that. And then we also have the zinc. The zinc, one of my zinc had busted, but zinc, the powerful zinc. If you have vitamin C already, some high potent vitamin C, do that. I don't have the liquid vitamin C in yet. I am waiting for that. And then we have the powerful elderberry that helps with all different type of flus and sicknesses. As you all know, it tastes delicious, just like the B12. And then the B12 is in the zone by itself, y'all, because I had to produce this is far more. So it is 140. However, if you want them all together, I will go ahead and allow all 4 for 150, because my bottles are bigger. They are, so you do get more in. These are 2-ounce flow bottles. They're not smaller bottles, so you can get in your monthly supply if you take the 1 syringe a day. The zinc you don't have to take every day, you all, just for the record. The zinc with the maybe once every couple of days. Be careful with the zinc. You can raise the blood pressure up. So I have to put that out there as a disclaimer. Just because of B12, Christian, is my niece watching, don't be trying to drink up all this B12 like my niece tried to do, because it can in some ways have an effect on the enzymes in your stomach, what could be a side effects. You don't want anything feeling frizzy just because it's sweet and it tastes good. This is your natural energy. I call it the blood food. Most of us are deficient in B12, B3, B2, B6, B12, all of the Bs. Most of us, and this is good for the digestive system, the good brain food, blood food, and more importantly for your energy, especially men with erectile dysfunction issues, women, it helps to balance out the hormones. B12 does a lot of things, y'all. Okay. And so, and then I have the chlorophyll drop. No joke. Those you all doing a cleanse and get rid of these parasites and all these other ites and other things that's infecting you. Chlorophyll works miracles and wonders. Good for my those who are on dialysis and want to cleanse out this the gut and the veins with the green, all the green leafy vegetations that come with the chlorophyll, and you want to do that in a more natural way and to produce a good bowel movement and to be able to help nourish your system. The chlorophyll drops is what I recommend in an 8 ounce of water. When you call in for consultation, you get a chance to get consultation on all of these things, at least 15 minutes if you're calling in. Let me know through via text. I do see the texts first. I did fall off because I was out of town doing that was for my mental clarity and the support of my brothers and my sisters to help keep me focused. So martial arts works for me now. So those of y'all that tune in to see it, thank you all for the support. And yes, my martial arts is to help keep me tone focused more so and keep me balanced out and to keep me in a place to where I'm not fear-based when it comes down to what's about to come. You all, not so much worried about the hypocrisy than I am more so concerned with how I know that I have to keep myself stabilized in the midst of a lot of distractions and manipulations and tricks and slick slide demonic forces that try to come in to try to distract my mind from what I'm supposed to be truly focusing on. And that is the well-being of myself and our family and loved ones and us that's here in the United States of America. And so I have to make sure that I do that before I can go anywhere in peace. Before I can go anywhere in peace, I want to make sure that our people know where you can get the best of the best, the good things. And more importantly, remember that it is just me until I work with some of the others that I do have here in my homeland. This is where I'm at. This is the safest place for me. I do have others that's trying to call out to get me to be over different things. I have had to turn down, even though it's been a lot of money that's been put on the table. I've had to turn it down because of the spirit. Spirit not right. They desire, as the scripture said, they desire to sift me as wheat. I guess I'm something to some people, something that I'm supposed to be distracted while I'm supposed to be doing this work, or I'm supposed to be held back because I'm going to speak the truth, and I'm not going to sit back and let our elders or our women and our children be taken advantage of. So I guess I got to be shut down, right? I don't think so. Anywho, I love you all. Y'all stay encouraged. Let me look and see what you said, Sister Dorothy. Must be healthy more in 24. Oh, thank you. Yes, be healthy more in 24. I love that. Thank you so much, Dr. Chef, for always pouring out your whole heart gratitude. Do you have the D3? If not, do you plan to carry? Yes, I do plan to. If I get some more fundings here, I'm working with someone now. If I get some more fundings, I will. I'm waiting for the liquid D3 is what I prefer to have. I'm trying to steer away, as you all can see, from you all taking in so much of them veggie capsules too. I'm not convinced that they are not interfering in some type of way with the digestive system, even with the veggie capsules. So yes, they should melt down and you should be able to secrete them just fine. But too much consumption of them on an everyday basis, I'm not comfortable with. And so the D3 liquid is what I'm looking for, but they do have some that's online, you all. They do have a few that's organic liquid D3s and 2s that you all can take. Dr. Libet has it, even though he's not about persuasion. I have not heard anything negative from his D3. I don't know of anybody else that I can say for sure, honestly, that really works, that I can tell it really truly works. Where I can really tell the difference. Now, that's just me being honest, y'all. I wish I could say different, but I can't. I told you I'm going to be even more raw and more honest in 2024 than ever before with you all, because I don't want no blood on my hand. I don't want, I can't. I like going to sleep resting with good conscience. I do. And that's what I've been used to all my life. And even if I have wronged somebody, you best believe that I get it straight right away. I try to make up where I can, and I don't take it lightly. I don't take it lightly, and I let people express themselves and what they feel like I may have wrong, which I can only count maybe on two two people that I can think of in my life. And I tell them, look, this is not what it looked like. I was given this amount of information that I was working with, and I'm sorry if you got caught up in the crossfire. And that was not my intention. How can I help you on this day to move forward in a healthy way, and not in the best way that I think that I should do it, but in a way that's truly needed? That's when you know that someone is sincere, when they've double crossed you. They're not going to tell you what they're going to do. They ask you, what do you need? How can I help you? They don't tell you what they're going to do. They set it up, and it's not coming with no other hidden agendas. That's how you know when people truly repentful and really sorry and really, really, really mean it to get past any wrongdoing. And they're going to correct lies and any mess that they have left anybody with thinking that could interfere with the good works that you do. That's how you know when people are sincere, y'all. Because they're gonna take down that pride. They're gonna let go of the pride. And they're gonna be honest and say that I was not operating in the right spirit when I did this. I was wrong on two left shoes, on two right and two left shoes, and I will continue to be wrong because I'm still lying. Yeah, sometimes you gotta laugh to stop yourself from crying. Thank you for whoever just sent the cash out, or whoever. Maybe it's an order, because I know some of y'all so smooth. Y'all so smooth. Y'all know how to. Oh, thank you so much, Sister Dorothy, for the donation. I appreciate it. Some of the man, they put it in the casual. Look, give me my B12. Here it is. I was like, okay, I need an address. So you still got to text that 618-388-8100 number. I still need, and blow it up, y'all. This is a busy time. A lot of people are going to be coming for us. And Black History Month is right around the corner. And it is a fact that, yes, I am going to get, but I do have assistant. I do have another healer and naturopath that will be helping me, that's been around the world, back again, that's done a lot of great work and worked with some of the greatest over in Africa and other parts of the world. So I'm just thankful that I've been thought of. I haven't decided to put them on stream just yet, because we're still working on some more projects, but I will be having someone else to answer some of the calls and to send out some of our shipping. So God is blessing that way. So thank you all for the prayers, the good prayers and positive energy that's gone out, because that is a blessing. I don't want to use nobody until I got everything that I know I got everything in place. I'm not going to hide behind nobody, y'all. Y'all going to see my face, because I want to make sure that everything is in the proper order. I don't want to bring nobody else into no mess. You hear me? It's unfair, it's unrighteous, and I still say that your sins will find you out. And so we got to make sure that we're not using our people as guinea pigs to take and make us look good when we know that we are not all good. And I don't mean the way we sugarcoat it, to where everything is put on the background. I can't stress that enough, y'all. Hypocrisy must go. This is the reason why we got all this distraction that we have in now today. Because people can't stand being lied to. More importantly, people can't stand being taken advantage of. If somebody's quick to do away with you, once you start asking the right questions, you know that's your answer right there. That's it. That's your answer. That's how you know. A whole month go by and you can't support because you had a lot going on with your family, and all they can think about is what you gave to them. Selfish. Lying spirit. They got enough. More than enough. I said it. They got more than enough. And if they don't, It's because of their own calamities. It's because of their own misuse of things, misuse of what they have gotten. And sometimes it runs in the family so deep to where it don't matter how many blessings and how many opportunities people are given, they just not good with money. They're just not good with it. It's in cord in their DNA. Sometimes you can find that trail out from the father. What did daddy do? Y'all, pay attention. Pay attention. I will never up. I won't say never. I say my vow is to make sure that I'm always cautious about whether or not I'm giving praise. And if I do get caught up in it, like I have before, to where I give praise to where praise is not due in certain particular areas because I'm focusing on one thing more than the others. That is, they say it's the little foxes that can destroy the whole vine. I do find that it's a lot of truth to that. I find that it's a lot of truth to that. It's them little bitty wrongdoings. And in a lot of cases it's big wrongdoings that adds up. And then when you get to a place where you think that it's all done, it's all said, and it's all over with because it looks like you can do the fight or flight. In most cases, people are doing the flight. Then this is the reason why these things take place. And then we all shocked. We don't need no more culture shocks. We got enough shocks as it is. And that's what they're using to distract us and to deceive us. The best thing you all can do to help support right now at this point in time, while we do have access to this internet, is to like, share to as many people as you think that this will help, okay? And note that I love you all. Is there any other that I miss? Family in the chat, shalom. It's good to see everybody, greeting everybody. I do owe you, Sister Lauren, I do owe you another, what you call. So my apologies for anyone that has had a difficult time this 2023 with all that you all could see that was going on my end. That was never the intentions on my end for you all to have to carry on into this year and to feel pressure or to be concerned or worried about me. That was not on you all at all. I was most definitely just truly I had to get Facebook back on there because that's important that they hear it. Hey there, Facebook. Sorry about that. You all had got timed out. I was dealing with a lot of different demonic forces from jealousy, envy, covetousness, narcissism. No matter what good that I did, it just wasn't good enough. And I was dealing with food addiction, you name it, sexual addictions, everything, not myself personally, but what I was encountering of people, some that I had to deal with and had to work with, was wrestling with all these things. And when I finally got sick and tired of dealing and seeing the self-righteousness, I called it out. And when you call it out, sometimes those demons will try to attack you, or they'll get mad because they want you to put it on the back burner and forget all about it and leave room for them to keep messing up, or to leave room for them to rampage and be sneaky. And I wasn't willing to allow those demonic forces to be sneaky and to overtake me and my children. And that's the reason why I had such a challenging time last year, and why this time around I'm not carrying none of that over to this 2024, no matter how good they make it look. Because I know when something is sincere and when it's fraudulent, or when it's coming with a lot of other hidden agendas to make things more challenging for me than what God had initially designed for me. See, the scriptures say that God won't put no more on you than you can bear, but it didn't say that man won't. And sometimes it's us. Sometimes we will put more on ourselves if we want to be fair about it. Sometimes we will, in the name of love, in the name of thinking that you're doing the right thing. And so assess that in your own life to make sure that that's not what you're doing to yourself. I had to make sure that, no, just because you're being genuine about something doesn't mean that another person is. Everybody have different struggles, but you got to make sure that those struggles are it's not too unequally yoked with yours. So you can have one great thing that you do well together, but if you got 10 other things that that can make the one great thing crumble, then that means you're unequally yoked. And I had to learn that. I had to see that no matter how great the work was, that you could still be unequally yoked with the yoke of bondage, whether it be ministry, whether it be marriage, and sometimes even with your own family members, or all of the above. And that happens to some of us when we're thinking about more so on what good you can do versus any harm coming to you. There, last year focus, and I'm just chatting it up now. So if you guys got to go, I do understand. I'm just sharing at this point. Like last year, I had to in 2022, right as my mother was passing, even though I had the vision that she would pass, and I hope that just helps somebody because it's deep. I had to make the decision of whether or not I could send my daughter off to a wellness retreat, or if I had to stay home and watch out for my other daughter because of the spirit that I saw that was lurking. I made the decision, the conscious decision, to stay for my daughter that I could tell that the enemy was after. Even without any tangible proof at the time. But as a little bit of time went by, God allowed me to find the proof. In the midst of that next following year, Najee transitioned. And I had to wait for what I thought was the right time to address the issue. And then I had to really address the issue. And them demons did not want me to address the issue. They wanted me to address it when they wanted me to, so that they can control the scenario. But I couldn't let it. Y'all, when I'm telling you, when you're doing the good work, sometimes, yes, most times you are going to face oppositions. But when you facing it in the home, and when you facing it for those who's supposed to be covering you and protecting you, that's when you really truly got to pray out to God to ask you to lead you and guide you on how you have to handle things, especially when you're being lied to. You have to know that whatever great work God placed in you, it will continue. But you can't allow yourself to buy into the dream. You can't allow yourself to even be what they call it today, love bombed to death. Because I even learned that the more somebody try to be nice and sweet to you, whenever usually that's also when they're doing their most wicked things behind your back. I had learned that. And I'm like, wow. I finally get a chance to get treated a little sweet every now and then, but just to find out that you done something that's gonna that can make any woman or man want to take you out of here. That's a kind of sickness that y'all don't want to have to deal with. So single women's wait. Single men, wait. If you know you got some sickness that you're dealing with that you know that can destroy a family, wait, pray, work on yourself is what my advice is to you all. Don't get so afraid of what's about to take place now until y'all jumping into stuff that y'all don't need to jump into. I did it in the midst of the pandemic. It was not wise. I'm being honest with you all. It wasn't wise. But it was so easy for the years that I've been accustomed to, no, let me not use the term, but however, it was so easy for me to get just caught up in the work that I wasn't really at all really focusing on the attack that was going to be used through the very person that's claimed that they was going to help me. And I was like, wow. And even though I cleaned house, I did everything that I was supposed to do. Still, this person had so much demonic forces in them that they were still plotting to hurt and harm the people in my life that was close. And so that was my children. Even though I'm doing right by theirs. Y'all, this stuff can get so even wicked, you can't even fathom. You can't fathom the level of unrighteousness that some people have in them. And my God, if they come with a gift. My God, if they come with a talent. It's hard to see it, but this is how it happens. Satan came. I told you, think about it. Lucifer had the most beautiful voice, was the very beautiful angel, they say. That's how he was able to take a third of the angels, but that's what's happening now. Who's following the celebrities? Most of the world. Who's following the so-called ministers that's been called out? Most of the world. So does that mean that because you got a lot of followers that make you righteous? No. Yahshua had 12. He had few. But watch out for the ones that's building up from past that amount. Watch out for them. Watch out for them. When they huffing and puffing. And when the women coming in looking super seductive, I'm going to go in for the women too. Witchery spirits. Y'all watch out. If they look crazy and they acting crazy and they sound demonic, it's because they are. Y'all be careful. It's a lot out here. I can't stop saying it. I gotta let y'all go. I love you all. Be blessed. Keep me in your prayers for 2024. I have no desire but to only find peace in the midst of the storm that I came out of and that I've been delivered from. And I wish and I pray the same for each and every one of you all. I love you all. Happy, happy, happy new year. And of course, never forget, in this year, I want you all to be healthy more in 24. Bye-bye. All right.